In today's episode, let's check out Satya Sai Baba's opium incense sticks. Namaste everyone and welcome to Om Incense Show with DJ, a show that helps you increase your incense quotient. So if you are an incense enthusiast, consider subscribing. So today what I've got for you here is Satya Sai Baba's opium incense, and the packaging is all in brown. If you can see, it's that deep reddish brown, so it's like that kind of brown. This color reminds me of clotted blood, so that's exactly the kind of color that this is. And like every other Satya Sai Baba's incense stick, this also is very minimalistic. There's hardly anything on the incense box as such. So what we have is Satya opium incense, and there's a TM, which means trademarked. The manufacturers are Srinivas Sugandhalaya BNG LLP TM, and then the address is given, and there's a green product logo there. On one side we have export quality, on the other side we have net weight 15 grams, and on the background it's Satya Sai Baba Champa, it's written. So that's the kind of branding this there. This is that green product logo. This is what we see here. This is the same on both the sides, so if you see like that, and it's the same the other side as well, like that. And on one side we have 4 logos which says eco-friendly pack, no child labor, no exploitation, export quality, and not tested on animals. We have something which says ISO 9001, ISO 14001 and ISO 45001, and it says hand rolled in India. Then it says for fragrance purposes only, keep out of reach of children, pets. Never leave burning incense unattended, and make sure all ashes fall in ashtrays or burners. So that's the usual, precautionary message. And then it says net weight 15 grams, product of India, and there's a barcode there. So if you see that. On the other side, we have the Srinivas Sugandhalaya logo and the address, the customer care number, the mail ID, and all those things are there. Then we have Satya, and that Satya written in oval blue, and a registered R there, and there's a green earth logo again, and we have something written about the brand, but there's a patch of paper on top, so we can hardly see anything what's written there. So it says MRP 40 and batch number 821 Srinivas Sugandhalaya BNG LLP. That's what it shows. This is the thing where probably they've written something about the company, but because there's a patch, this patch is here, so that's the thing, this is not visible clearly. So whatever is written here, that's there. And if you see, this is the logo that's there. If you remember the Nag Champa incense cones that I had shown you, from Mumbai, had a different logo on it. So if you see this, this is a different logo, and this is a logo which I found common on both of these. And that oval Satya is also common, but there's one logo which is different in the Bangalore one, and this is the logo which is different in the Bangalore one. This is the logo that I've used in the video here. This is different, and so it's just important to note these things, because there are a lot of fakes in the market. So I really exactly don't know what the how to tell the fake between these two. I somehow find this one that only has the address of Bangalore in it more authentic, so that's the one I'm going with. So that is the opium incense. You see the packaging, it's like that. It's a very minimalistic packaging, all in brown. That's because this is exactly the color of the resin, that the brown the dehydrated incense resin of opium. That's how this is. There's the same resin that is also used to make the various intoxicants, the heroin and ecstasy and all of those things. Opium. So this is there. Inside what we have is a white butter paper which has red branding on it all over, and it says Srinivas Sugandhalaya. If you see like that, this is what it has. And these are masala sticks, and the package has a lot of masala, so when you open the packet, please be careful, it's going to spill all over. So that is there. What we have inside is an average sized agarbatti. This is a normal average sized agarbatti with yellow bamboo core, which is quite sturdy and rounded and smooth. That's what we have. The fragrance is quite sweet. It's sweet and resinous and also woody. That this sweetness has the components of both resinous and woody fragrance to it. So it's, if we check the base, if we have to talk in terms of note, this comes across as very base note, and this is the kind of fragrance which feels sweet and heavy. But the fragrance of opium is something new to me. I've never been exposed to this fragrance earlier, and this doesn't give me that that temple kind of feeling that most other masala incense does. But the floral that you get from this is quite different from the usual other florals that we've been exposed to. So this is something new, something that I've never been, I've never experienced earlier, this kind of fragrance. So this is new to me. So, but even in the cold incense, the fragrance is not very in your face. It's not very hard. It's not very strong. It's not very pronounced. It comes across as very mild. So now let's light up the incense and check out the fragrance of the smoke as such. That sweetness is still there, that woody, that resinous fragrance. But in the smoke, I can find something different which comes across as top note, which hits you first. That probably is the fragrance of the opium resin. That new fragrance that I was talking about, this is the new fragrance that this is the first time that I'm experienced this kind of fragrance. But it's nice and mild, if you like a mild kind of fragrance, and a mix of something that's both floral and resinous. And even though this doesn't give a very temple-like feeling, but this does give that kind of feeling which relaxes you, which calms you down. So probably sometimes if you just want to spend some time with yourself, have a little me time with some tea or coffee or something, with a nice book, a little music, or you might just want to light this up when you are doing your yog nidra or your yogasana and those kind of things. Or probably if you have some kind of intellectual discussion going on in your house with some kind of guests or friends, something like that. If you have a book reading session or something like that, something which is like different from the mundane life, then this is something that you would like. And this gives a very calm kind of feeling, and not really the temple kind, but still a relaxing and calm kind of feeling. So if you like that kind of fragrance which is different, and if you've never if you've never experienced this kind of fragrance which is resinous, floral, and I quite like this fragrance. So if I have to rate this fragrance, I would call it a 4, because of the feeling, that feeling of calmness that I get from this, and that resinous floral kind of fragrance. And like every other masala incense, this really is a good one. It's that sweet kind of fragrance and something different. So if you like that kind of fragrance which is like sweet, and it has that very creamy feel to it, very nice and soft and smooth kind of fragrance. If you like that kind of fragrance, you would like this. And if you want something to light up for an occasion which is quite different, so something to calm you down, something to relax, something to help you rejuvenate and refresh, and something to probably give you a good sleep. So that kind of fragrance, if you like that kind of fragrance, if you want something like that, you might want to try this. And at 40 rupees, this is just fine enough, not very costly, not very not very exorbitant. Whenever I come across good incenses at this rate, I wonder why would people go for incenses which are like 300, 350, and I'm always reminded of, of that Durga incense, and so I just wonder why would we go for something so exorbitant when we can get good incenses at this price. So this is Satya Sai Baba's opium incense. Nice. In the last quiz, I'd asked you, where do we get opium from? And the answer is poppy tree. So the poppy which gives us that spice in our kitchen, which is khaskhas, which in Hindi is called khaskhas, which we also known as poppy seeds in English, and khaskhas or posta dana. So the plant from where we get that is the same plant where we get opium from. And opium is a source of quite a few synthetic drugs as in the recreational drugs. So like opium, heroin, LSD, ecstasy, and all of those things. And the resin that we get from the opium plant, the poppy plant, is the resin that we get from the seed pod of the plant. So the resin is collected by cutting incisions on the seed pod, and then that it's a manual thing, and it's quite tedious. And because of the kind of impact that it has on our nervous system, it calms us down, it intoxicates, and because it's very difficult to get a little bit of that resin from the plant, you need a lot of plant to have at least some decent amount of resin. That's the reason that these things are quite costly, and even the process is quite labor intensive, So the incisions are made on the seed pods, then the resin, the latex is collected, and it's dehydrated into resin, and the resin is quite the color, which is the blood clot, the same color that the opium incense has, the opium incense stick of Satya Sai Baba that I just showed you, that has. So that is a kind of resin that we get from opium, which is from the poppy seed plant, the same plant from where we get the spice, the poppy seeds, the khaskhas, the posta dana. So that is poppy seeds, poppy plant. Vidvatam ji answered the quiz, and as usual he said it's poppy tree, and like always he's always correct, and like always he's correct this time also. And so I don't see many of you attempting the quiz. It would be nice to have give answers to quiz. Even if you don't know, just let us know whatever you feel about that thing that I've just asked, and let's make it more engaging, let's make it more interactive, and so it'll be fun. So the quiz for today is, what is the mythological importance of ketki flower in the Indian context? The mythological importance of ketki flower in the Indian context. That's the quiz for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned something from it. If you think somebody else will enjoy this too and learn something from it, share it with them. If you liked it, give it a like. And do check the description box for the link of this incense and many other incense related items, like various kind of censers and burners and dhoopdani and nice ones. I've collected those, and I've given the link of all of that here. I have given a link of all of those in the description box. There's also the link to the book Meri Pratham Sanskrit Pustika, which is a Sanskrit alphabet book for kids, so you might want to check that out as well. And do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do try attempting the quiz, and till we meet again next, take very good care of yourself. Namaste.